Hi at Alpha Trading. What do we got going on in cryptocurrency land? We got Bitcoin on a run. Let's check out here. First, let's look at these projections real quick. Let me turn off our projection boss one. These projection bosses are all part of the Alpha Trading volatility, probability, and statistics system. Let's see. And right now from this projection from the high at 43K from the run up from 28. Let's see here. We are testing the top side of the 68.3% Laplace distribution range as we speak. Kind of got stifled by it the last few days here. Had that nice little run here on the September 30th, right? And actually today's candle is looking fairly good. But that's where we're at on this projection. And you can see how this has just been, you know, moving through. I mean, how long is this? October. Yeah, a couple months, about 60 days. In my opinion, this projection is still valid. Once we get above this and solidify up here above the 68.3, I'll probably be checking out some different pivots in price just to get a good look at some other things, see if there's any more valid projections. And so people ask, you know, how do you know it's valid? Well, you can tell by the way price action's still reacting in this projection, right? I mean, it has been hitting crucial points the whole way. You know, like right here, the bottom side of the 68.3% volatility range was supporting price action. Right here on this big 10.5K daily candle, went back down, tested the mean of the projection. Right here on this big daily candle, we go up to the dollar and reject right off of the top side of the 68.3. Open up that next day, we pumped up to the current candle on that daily of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range, rejected from there. Where to? Right to the bottom side, 68.3 Laplace distribution range on that daily candle. And now, today and yesterday, right? It's kind of just been fluttering around. I want to see how it reacts here. We had that nice little pullback earlier today. Beautiful little fake out. Don't think that Bitcoin is not running to the upside. Let's see here. Okay, let me turn that projection off. Let's turn on these other ones. I do have one started from the 10.5K. And you can see, just like on that other projection, how right now we're testing the top side of the 68.3 on Laplace distribution. We are testing the bottom side from that 10.5 candle. Right? We used the 95.4% range right here for some support, came back down, tested the bottom side there, made an attempt at it, but didn't really get there. Pumped right up. Now we're hanging right under the bottom side of the 68.3. I'll be looking for this mean to be tested probably about 52, about 52K. Let's bump over here onto the volatility range estimator, another great indicator, part of the Alpha Trading system. Let's see, and we are trying to make this a little bit easier. I'm working up some things right now where there's just going to be pretty much two different levels of the Discord, right? And later today, it'll probably be posted. I got to run it by the other founders and see what they think. But me and MJ were talking about it a little bit. We think it's a pretty good idea, and it's going to make things a lot easier on our end, right? Let's see here. Okay, our beautiful volatility range estimator. So what is going on? You can see when we opened up this new day yesterday. Well, here's the great thing. Let's go back before yesterday's close, okay? Right there, right on this nice candle right here. That is when the institutional futures opened up. Right before those institutional futures opened up, you can see earlier in the day we had this big 15-minute candle, right? On that 4-hour candle, it went up and tested the 95.4% Laplace distribution range. That's that skinny white line right there. Had a quick little pullback, kind of bounced off the top side of the daily 68.3. That's the white cross line right here. Went sideways for a little while. Then right before those institutional futures were getting ready to open up, approximately about 2 hours before, we had a dump back down to test the daily volatility range. What happened as soon as those institutional futures opened up? Okay, prior to the weekend, those institutional futures, they closed right at 48,390. Where did this wick go to? About 48,365, right? So boom, it ran up real quick and tested that close from Friday, then had a nice little dump down here coming into the new day. Why? Well, it tested, you can see right here, this 15-minute candle right here, pumped up, tested that this is the daily volatility range. It was telling me immediately this is going to be a trending day. Was it a trending day? Yeah, we've had quite a bit of price action. You can see it. But we came down. Here's the new top of the weekly volatility range. And if you guys were watching over the weekend when I was making some posts, you can go back in the Discord and look at what I was projecting before the weekly close. I told everybody the center of the new weekly volatility range was going to be around 46K. It opened up at $46,094. The range was a little wider than I expected it to be, but that's fine. As long as you can nail down where the center is, the top and the bottom of that range doesn't really matter as much. Now, it does in terms of price action, but as a projecting, just to get an idea what you're looking at, where price action can come down to and test, right? I also, sometime yesterday, sometime, let me see, when was that? Let me go over here in the chat. Whenever it was, I think it was last night. And I put in just a little, I don't usually give any type of signals of where price is going to go, but in the Discord, you'll see me every once in a while do that. Did all of them hit? Yeah, they did, big time. I said Cardano was going to go down to about $2.19, probably a little bit lower. I think it went to 216 and a half. And then at the time, I said Ethereum was going to go down to $3,325. This first dump right here, Ethereum went down exactly to 33.25. I'll show you. Let me show you on that 15-minute candle. Boom. Where are you? Where was that tap? It was back here. That's right. There was the 33.25. That was right after the opening yesterday. I said Cardano was going to go down to 219 and some change, probably a little bit below. I said Ethereum was going to go down and tap 33.25. We actually got two nice tests right down to, and then got a nice little scalp. Did Ethereum go a little lower throughout the day? Yeah, it got down to 32.90. Wow, there was a lot of volatility in ETH. Some good trades to be had there. And I also said Bitcoin. Where did I say Bitcoin was going to go down to? Let's pop back over on the Bitcoin chart. 47.2 was the number I was looking at. We went down to actually about 46.9. So it exceeded that by about $300. So was I just rubbing a crystal ball? No, I was looking at the top of all the weekly volatility ranges. They all hit. Price action on all these assets are free to wander now this whole week. The weekly volatility range, has been tested. Does it come back down? It can, sure. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. When you see a tight weekly range like this, there can be a lot of volatility. It doesn't mean it has to be in one direction. It wouldn't surprise me at all if we come back down here again, because people get over leveraged, right? They're targets. If there wasn't, just think about it. If there wasn't any derivatives in Bitcoin, no futures, anything like that, do you literally know what the price of Bitcoin would be right now? It'd probably be a couple $100,000 in my opinion. So you get these big players. They're like, they want to make money, and they can use these people that just love to over leverage themselves, right? Especially these exchanges and these whales, man. I mean, they are just eating people alive. It wouldn't shock me at all if we get another rundown to test this weekly volatility range, right? Drop down another 2K. But that was one hell of a pump right there. If you were to get in on this, I mean, literally, what it run up to? Yeah, I've already. I mean, guys, it was about $2,400 move to the upside. Nice volatility. This would make sense to me because how tight this weekly or this daily range is. For this to come shooting back down, when I saw this, I was like, we're probably going to get about $5,000 of volatility in price action. That can be in every direction, right? And so how do you do that? Just go by pivots and price. How far down? Up, down, up, down. Start adding all that together. And actually today, we're probably going to end up getting more. I wouldn't be shocked, especially if we come down here. It's probably going to end up being about $7,000 in volatility of price action, which would be about right for a tight range like that. And that's what's so powerful with this indicator. When you get a tight range, it tells you there's going to be a trending day, a trending week, a trending month, depending on how tight though each of those ranges are. And when it's a wide range, it's pretty much telling you exactly that. Price action's going to range. And most of the time, it'll usually range within that volatility, right? Within wherever that range is. It might get a little outside of it. It might just range in between the daily 68.3, right? That's these two white cross lines. And that's pretty much, we came down, tested the top of the weekly range. I wouldn't be surprised if we do come back down. If it bounces off the bottom side of the 68.3, right about a little under 48, so we could get another $1,000 drop here easily. I could see that happen. Go over here to stream chat real quick. Sayron, don't you? Nice, MJ. Oh, are those yours? Are those the ones you got? Nice. Oh no, those are all the different ones. Hopefully you got some good ones, buddy. Yeah, I'm in Cyber City, man. Let's see. What are the monthly? You do have that or Sayron, you don't yet, right? Hey, buddy, it's time for you to get these indicators. What you waiting for, son? I'll tell you though, right now, the monthly that we just had that just opened up. Here's the top of the monthly, right? Here's the top of the monthly range is 46,243. The center was at 45,439. The bottom was at 44,635. But that was when we got that new monthly range at the beginning, we nuked right through it. Look, here's the price action right here. Here was the bottom. You can see it. Little bit of a stutter step right at the bottom. It said, no thanks. We're crushing this monthly volatility range. You can see it. Look at that price action. Just nuked right through it. When I saw that, especially, we pumped all the way up on this 15-minute candle, pulled back, went down, tested it, and just bounced right back up. What is all this price action telling me? You know what? Once you learn how to read this indicator, it tells you a lot. Yeah, we could get a massive spike in price action. We really could. Especially, let's see. Now, is what I'm probably seeing, we're going to have a bigger daily volatility range. We might range a little bit tomorrow, and if we do that, coming into Wednesday, trust me, we'll have another tight weekly, and then we could go up and hit that 52 number. Let me see here, or higher, to be honest. Where's the first monthly? Yeah, 51.4. Let me see here. Where is the second monthly? There's the weekly anyway. Second, 54.7. Okay. Oh, after the close today, I'll get a better idea of where I think this price is probably going to be heading. But there's not too many times, if you've watched these videos before, where when you use the alpha trading system, I mean, guys, it takes a little time. Sayron, we've told you the new package is ready, man. We've told you in the chat several times, buddy. Let's see here. So, it's not hard to be able to understand, right, by looking at these indicators, what is happening with price action or where it's going to go. Put it this way. When you're an alpha trader, you are never surprised. You usually know where price is heading, right? All these indicators tell you, right? This is volatility ranges and probability levels, right? Is what we do here is I've overlaid probability levels onto our price action volatility range estimator. When you do that, this chart is so powerful, right? So how do you know when you're going to get a move like this? Well, you don't just trade this alone, right? You can pop over onto a regular trading chart with other alpha trading, part of the alpha trading system. And it's going to literally tell you what is going on. What's this, a daily? Let's pop down here. Boom. Let's go to a 15-minute. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. This, what was that on 90-minute? I think I was looking at. Yeah. So how would you know right here when this 90-minute was going to pop, right? We get all this down move. Well, the first thing you need to realize is there was a lot of bull div building, and we're trying to fine tune the algo that prints this div. But I want to explain something to everybody. Learn how to read divergence between price action returns without any help. The only reason this Wolfsbane indicator has got a built-in divergence function is to teach you, not to just not to use it like, well, I'm not going to learn. The indicator will print it. Well, the most important part of the whole divergence, right? Because it is hard to create an indicator like that. Here's the bull div on the 90-minute. Right? You get a lower low on price action. If I turn off these bands, you can really see it, right? From this point right here, this candle, this low, down to this low. It was actually right here on price action, right? Because you want to go to the bottom of the data set. And then you get the low on the returns oscillator, higher low right here. Bam, that 90-minute candles just ripped right back up. When I was reading some stuff on Twitter, oh, here we go. Oh, fake out again. We're dumping. Oh, we're going to go under 40K. And then roar, it rips up to almost 50. People just are ridiculous, right? Whatever you do, don't listen to people on Twitter. Don't listen to the news. Read your volatility, probability, and statistics indicators, specifically the alpha trading system. We put this together for a reason. It's very powerful. So let's see here. But yeah, that was the bull div that really played out big time. Let's take a peek on this 4-hour. Let's see what's happening here. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, and one more thing on that 90 I was going to show. So not only did you have the bull div there, it was on Z-score too. The Z-score was rising. Higher lows at every point, right? Higher lows at every point. Back to the 4-hour, and of course on the 4-hour, right? The variance starts to have a outlier right here, right? You can see it turn pink. The white line turns pink, heads up. Correlation is positive. When variance is positively correlated, price action goes up. Not some of the times, all the time. This is the basis of volatility trading. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand why we do this. Well, there's a reason. Number one, a lot of us aren't swing traders. A lot of us scalp all this volatility. Look at this 4-hour move, right? Has an outlier on the variance, positively correlated. Woo! Up we go, up we go. Here we go. Another outlier, variance heads up, it's turning pink, positively correlated, right? And look, Z-score, RO, both up, every time. Every time, everything is matching up. That's why if you are already in alpha trading and you are not learning how to use this indicator, you are missing out. You are missing out big time. There's one person specifically in the Discord that just acts like doesn't want to give it a chance. Can't figure it out. It's too much noise. This is good noise. This is the kind of noise you want. So the longer you just put it off and try to use all these parts separately, it's just making the time period longer for you to understand what you're looking at. This thing altogether is very powerful. That's why we created it, right? There's two different correlations in here. You've got R squared between the returns and price action, and you've got a correlation coefficient with the variance. Using all this together, especially when you have the log returns turned on the Z-score. So the Z-score isn't following price action, it's following the log returns. That's all we care about, right? So what do I mainly use the Z-score and the returns oscillator for? Divergence, right? Divergence, 100%. When there's divergence between price action and returns, it plays out all the time. Pop over here real quick. Let's see what we got going on. Actually, I mean, we're building, like right now, you can see, we're building some bear div between price action, right? We got higher highs on the price action candles, lower high on these return candles from this nice big one right here. Up to this point, it wasn't building. But right at the end of the weekend there, in the middle of the weekend, we did have this little bit of a pullback. But the last 2 days, including today, I mean, boom, it's been up. But we're going to need to, there has to be another big return candle, or it's just going to continue to build. Which in the end, but you can see just the last 2 days looks fine, right? Looks fine. So there is a bearish candle between here. So that's why you can't just trade divergence by itself. You got to wait. We got to see coming into the new day. Are we going to get a massive pump and get another returns candle above the high of this one? If we do, don't even be looking at that bear div anymore. It's not there. Let's go back over here again. Boop. Let me see. Now that we got, let me check. Let's check these higher time frames real quick. Let's get a good idea of what's happening here at Bitcoin. Let me go into the Bitcoin index so we can get some good history here. That's powerful too. Yeah, these log MAs are supporting price action. I thought to be clear, I thought possibly these power means would get tested on the 4 hour. The daily bottom power mean was about 46.1. The 12 hour, check this out. The 12 hours were right there too. Where were they at? Actually, they were a little lower, I suppose. There was something. I think it was the 4 hour that was down around 46. Yeah, there we go. Yep, the bottom power mean on the 4 hour and the bottom power mean on the daily were within about $30 of each other. I was like, oh, watch these over leveraged longs get wrecked. I thought right here in this pullback, we're going to get a zip down here real fast, right? I was so confident. I had some orders down real low. So I just been busy, right? So I didn't scalp that earlier volatility. I should have got in at about 47.2 and scalped that, but yeah, I had bigger and better things to be doing. But I did. I had some orders down around that 46.1 area, just in case it decided to go down there. Let's see, today for 5th. What is the date today? So we just got a new two-day candle today. 2 days looking good. Let me see here. Let's check this out. Is there any hidden? There's not. There's not. I mean, you can go back to this data set. To be safe, I'll tell you what, we get up above that 52K area, look for Bitcoin to start ripping. I'm telling you on these higher time frames. But like right now, if we start to get a pullback, there is going to be some hidden bear divergence between returns and price action, right? That blue line right here, that is a returns oscillator. So we'll have to be checking that out. So let's go over here real quick. Let me put this back. Boom. And yes, this is how fast I do. When I'm trading, this is exactly what I'm doing. I am looking at all this stuff. Yeah, same thing on this 2-day. Way from back here. Yep, same thing. You can see the top of that data set right there, right? You got higher highs on return candles, a lower high. So for the long term, it's building hidden bear. On the short term right here, it's building bear, just regular bear div. And I can't stress enough, learn how to read divergence. Don't use a crutch. That's the only reason why we put that divergence part into the Wolfsbane is so you can learn, so you can see it. What's what? Learn though. Get a divergence chart. Just go back in time, go back in history, understand what hidden divergences, which are continuation divergences, look like, and regular bear and bull divergence, which is trend changing divergence. Figure out Get to the point where you can just look at a chart and you see it. You see, it's not hard. People make it way too hard. It doesn't have to be hard, right? You're just looking at imbalances. That's all divergence is, and it's an imbalance in buy and sell pressure. So let me see, 3-day. Turn these off. Boop. Oops. Give me 1 second here. And I want to look at right here real quick. Let's see what this looks like on the 3-day. Same thing on the 3-day. 3-day, 2-day is building hidden bear divergence. Like I said right here, price action has got to get up 52, 53K. Get above there, the last high we had, and you're going to see probably Bitcoin start ripping. You are probably going to see Bitcoin start ripping. Because there is no div between the Z-score. The log returns on Z-score and price action. It's just the regular returns oscillator where you're seeing it. Yeah, and from was that way back here? Yeah, there was some long-term continuation, hidden bull div from way back here, up to here, both times. I mean, there was hidden bull div. Had regular bull too. Very interesting. We just got a new week, so what are we going to do? Let's check out the weekly chart. Wow. I'll tell you what, man. Guys and gals, alpha trading, and all you YouTubers out there, pay attention. Pay attention to price action because it looks pretty good. It looks real good. There's no bear div at all, hidden or otherwise, on the weekly, right? None. It's looking good. Let's see here. This is also looking good. I mean, the low length AVR is expanding, positively correlated, contracting on the high length, negatively correlated, flat negatively correlated. So the weekly, all the weekly AVRs, which are the panel will say the same thing, is they're all saying up. Our alpha mean entropy and entropy price percentile here is looking good. The light green candles are telling me log returns are above the mean and increasing. The R squared is increasing. What is it increasing between? Entropy and price action, right? Now, to get another run like we just had and see Bitcoin at 100K, you're going to see entropy pop into blue candles here over these next few weeks probably. You're going to want to see it come out of randomness. I'm not saying it has to. Price action can rise in a state of randomness. But when you get a signature like this, that's a no-brainer, right? If you were using this indicator way back here, and God, I mean, guys, this is like at 11K. You kidding me? And you start getting blue entropy candles telling you the price action is coming out of randomness into trend, and the correlation is building with price action. That it was a no-brainer what was getting ready to happen, right? I'm sure nobody could have guessed it was going to 65K, but the alpha trading indicator sure were showing it. Definitely were. So yeah, weekly chart looks great. Weekly chart looks great. What else am I seeing? Anything stick out to me? DLP is trying to cross back up to the upside. There is no div, no bull div on it. Like I said, from way back here. Boom. Yeah. And this is the continuation divergence that's actually building. Right? Boom, boom. Hidden bull div. There we go. And that's what we're starting to see on this weekly chart. Continuation. Divergence. Continuation of what? This move from 28K up to 53, right? So where does Bitcoin go now? Well, we'll see. We will see. Up, I'll tell you that. All right, that's enough on Bitcoin. Let's make sure. Wait. I mean, if that's how you trade, I mean, that's the whole thing about alpha trading. We scout volatility. It's not like you'll ever see me just long and walk away. I want my profit. I mean, trust me, if Bitcoin's getting ready to go to 100K, I'm telling you right now, man, you're going to have massive $10,000. You're going to have $10,000 pullbacks. Why not scalp that to the downside too? Why not get all that juice instead of just sitting in a position? That's what alpha trading is all about, right? That's the thing. When people first join alpha trading, they bring a lot of their old habits from trading traditional technical analysis with them. When is what we try to teach, scalp the volatility. Scalp the volatility. The only reason I'm looking on high time frames is tell me, okay, which way do you want, where is your capital going to be the best use on your scalps? Now, when I'm talking about that, I'm not saying it's bullish on higher time frames to me. That is my bias. So when I'm talking about my scalps to the upside, I'm going to be a lot more exposed, never over leveraged at all. I'm usually not even leveraged at all, period. But when I do take scalps to the downside, I'm not going to be too exposed. That's where I make the difference. It's not like just because I'm bullish on high time frames. I know if I drop down to a 4-hour, a 90-minute, 45-minute, a 15-minute chart, I'm going to have opportunities to get down moves. All these. Poop, 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 poop. Right? Why not scalp that? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But where would I have been exposed the most? Right? To the upside, to the upside, to the upside. Totally. So let's see. And I've shown that before where I'll highlight a certain area on higher time frames and then drop all the way down to like a 15-minute chart and show you all that, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Where you wanted to be exposed the most on the up moves, not the down moves. There was more percentage gains to the upside. Not that you couldn't have taken some down moves, but you gotta do. Anytime I'm going against the grain, if it's bullish on high time frames and I'm scalping to the downside, I take my profit quick. And where am I taking it at? Because even on the 15-minute, like we start the day out, and I'm seeing a move to the downside coming, I'm taking my profit at the daily 68.3. Sometimes even the 4-hour, right? Sometimes on the skinny white lines, which it still could be like a $500 move. So, yeah. That's how we do it. That is how we do it. And that's what this chart's so powerful to do, right? You recognize divergences on low time frames. You want to scalp the volatility. Where do I take profits? You take profits at the price action volatility ranges and the distribution ranges, right? There's normal distribution on here and there's Laplace distribution on here. And more every day that passes, you begin to realize that these high frequency trading firms are totally programming their algorithms with Laplace distribution. They are hitting a lot more than normal distribution. Right? You can go back a year and look at these same things. All of these price action moves are hitting normal distribution areas. Right? You can totally start to see though, as time has progressed, and even look it up. It's all new. Right? Laplace distribution. All of these big firms are starting to understand how powerful it is, and they are using it. It's pretty incredible. But you're like, well, how do you know that? Because the proof is in the price action. 80 to 90% of the price action that's happening, it's being moved by these bots, by these high frequency trading firm bots, right? It's pretty simple. It's pretty cut and dry. You look to what areas are being hit, and it tells the entire story, right? It tells the entire story, especially if you drop down to the 5 minutes where these where these bots are really freaking earning their money. Those areas are hitting like crazy, right? Hitting like crazy. You can this was actually, here's what you want to do. You want to go over here and you can drop down like onto a 15-minute, which this is going to actually give you the distribution ranges for the 15-minute chart. The ones on the other chart, they're overlaid 4-hour and daily. But you go down here on the 15-minute and look at these wicks. They're nailing these distribution levels. Nailing them. So, yeah. And there's a battle going on nonstop. Trust me. It's not like they're all on the same team, right? They are fighting. We did just get a new week, so what am I going to do? Let's get some distribution ranges for the weekly. I mean, we already went down, exceeded the bottom side of the 68.3, right, on the weekly candle, which that was at 47,322. We got down, it went by about what, $500? $500 or something, and that was just today. So whoop, now it's pulling up. Where did it go to? Let's see here. The 68.3 to the top side is at $50,800, and that is a weekly distribution level. So I'm gonna 50.8, huh? Where's there some confluence? Like right now on this last 4-hour candle of the day, we opened up this white line and this white line. That's the 68.3 Laplace distribution range on this last 4-hour candle. That's the 95.4% Laplace distribution range, $50,861. That's a lot of confluence. Now this is just a 4-hour candle, but it is within a few dollars of the weekly 68.3, right? 50.815. So it's within $50 of each other. Wouldn't shock me at all to just by the end of the day to rip up there just to test that. Because that's what these things are doing, right? You will see this get tested on this weekly. Considering we opened up and immediately dumped down below it, and price action was like, nope, wrong way, right? The bots, who won there? And so now we're going to the upside. Wouldn't shock me at all. It'd be great by the end of the week. This yellow dot right here is the 95.4, and that's literally almost back up to 60K. The third is at 73, 74K, right? And that's just on the weekly. Now we did just get a monthly. So it's powerful. So we dropped down that yellow dot right there, right? That we just got that drop back down to, or no, that was the low at 43, about 43.2. Now we're bouncing up. Do we hit the monthly 68.3? Look where that's at, 52.184. 52.184. That is literally, there's no like price action volatility ranges, but on the daily, it was a little bit below. Actually, it's a little bit below this last 4-hour candle, third standard deviation. Oop, right there. Interesting. So that's how you look across all these time frames. You want to see where these higher time frames are at, and just look at this monthly. Some log, I think it is. Yes, sir. Blow this up. There we go. Jiminy Christmas. You gotta love Bitcoin. Here's back to about 2000. I think it's like the middle, like July of 2010, right? Who even knew about crypto back in 2010? Right? Not too many. Hell, I was in right about, where was that? 216. Where was that at? Right about $400 Bitcoin. Right here. I think it was this down move right here. Boop, March of 16. I'd have to look, but that's when I started getting involved. So, I mean, look at this monthly chart. Ridiculous, right? I mean, what is this thing? Pullbacks. That's all. People are just like, oh, Bitcoin, it's going down to zero. Another bear market. Man, these aren't bear markets. This thing has been bullish since the beginning, in my opinion, right? I see things a little differently, but look at the quarterly. This is what people get lost, right? You know that old saying, God, what is it? You can't see the forest because of the trees, right? Does that look freaking bearish? I mean, this thing's been up nonstop. Crazy. I mean, look at this wick down here. 1 penny. 1 cent Bitcoin. And now it's at what? Almost 50K again? Oh, wow. Wow. Good times. And this is, you know what? So this is the quarterly. This is a good chart to look at, to be honest. Let's check this out. Now, Laplace distribution doesn't have enough history, so we're not going to get a read. But normal distribution, first standard deviation's at $82,000. Second standard deviation, $132,900 Bitcoin. Third standard deviation is $215,000 Bitcoin. Boy, that'd be a power move. Boom, right there. That is matching up with some projections I've done using the projection boss, where there's some right around 200K, but that's like a 99.7% move. More likely is, if I remember correctly, the 95.4 was at about 130K. So there's between a projection and what I'm seeing on this quarterly normal distribution numbers. Yeah. All right, that's enough of that. It's all in here. Boom, 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 boom. What can I look at? What I want to look at. SPY, right? Let's go over here real quick. I'm going to check SPY out for a minute. Now, I mean, when we were going into the end of the week last week, it looked like it was going to come out and pump, right? It looked like it was going to come out and pump. But that did not happen, right? Had a nice little pullback today on SPY. Not huge, but I was looking for it to pump up to about 437 by the end of the day. I didn't see a pullback coming at all, but that's the way these traditional markets are, right? Traditional markets dumped out a little bit. Bitcoin's pumping. That's why people are like, well, if traditional markets just dump out, Bitcoin's going to follow. I highly disagree. Those times are changing, I believe. There's nowhere to hide. Is the regular financial world just in turmoil? 100% they are, big time. So where are these people going to put their money? They're starting to figure it out, I think. They're really starting to figure it out. If this big money around the world, if they haven't already started putting some money into Bitcoin, they're going to get left behind. They're going to get left behind. They don't want to get left behind, right? It's all an ego game with those freaks. They do not want to get left behind. So let's check this out. Yeah, just coming in here lately on the 15. What's this 4 hour look like? Tick. Yeah. Yeah, you can see all during today. I mean, it started having an outlier. All right, started having an outlier, and it was negatively correlated. So it had a quick little move up. Oh, and that's what's. Let me see something real quick. Was that the opening candle? That was. Here's the opening 4 hour candle, and I didn't even notice. So what did I say? At the end of last week, I saw 437. Look at that wick. So beg my pardon. What at 436? So it got $1 short of where I thought it was going to go to, and then it dumped out. I didn't look at it early in the morning. So it almost hit my target, I guess. Wasn't all lost. But it did pull back big time. Right when it started having an outlier, negatively correlated. But look what's going on now. It's building bull div. It's building bull div, right? This bull div played out. Boom, boom, boom. First 4 hour candle of the day. So, yeah. Now there's bull div building again. So possibly look for tomorrow for this thing to go up. Maybe have like a freaking $5 to $8 increase in SPY tomorrow. We will see. That's what's great about the markets, right? The construct of time. We'll find out. And there is some. There's bull div on the DLP. There's bull div from way back here too. So there's a couple. There's all kinds of points of bull divergence on SPY between price action and returns, right? At Alpha Trading, we don't care about traditional technical analysis. I could care less about divergence with the RSI or stochastics or MACD or anything else people try to use divergence for. Is what's really important is divergence between price action and returns. And I try to tell people, I always ask, well, what's the difference? I'm like, because that divergence is telling you because we scalp the volatility. And when you're scalping the volatility in price action, you want to know when the return on your investment is diminishing. And that's what that divergence is telling you, right? It gives you a very good signal. Get the hell out. Get the hell out. And here on this 4 hour, look how SPY rejected off of the power mean right here too. Came back down. So where's that at? 439. I could see another run up with that bull div. Let's see if it's building on the daily. Yep. There is a bull div all the way from up here. Multiple points. If you see an up move start tomorrow, there's going to be like, yeah, a bunch. And you can see on the daily, on the DLP, right? Let's go over here. Let's flip this to a daily and let's go to SPY. There we go. Yeah. Yes. From this day, right here. So last week, Tuesday. Boom, boom, boom. Low, right? Lower lows. Higher lows on the candles, on the return candles. So there's div building on everything. Is it building? Yeah, I mean, look at the Z-score, right? Higher lows on the Z-score. Here is the low right here on the returns oscillator. Higher low, higher low, higher low. Depends on what happens here, right? And all these little divergence moves play out. They all the little ones, they play out. They'll play out a little bit, but as it's building over a long-term series, at some point, all that buildup is finally going to play out. And that's when you get those massive days. That's when you get those massive candles, like at 10.5K dump. Man, that divergence on the 4 hour was incredible on Bitcoin. Let's see. All right, SPY. Yeah, I think it's going to move up tomorrow. That's what it's looking to me, because there is that div. What about the 12 hour? Yeah, it's just, 12 hour and daily. It's going to look the same on SPY anyway. Doesn't matter. About these high time frames. Yeah, I mean, the 3 day on SPY's really got some bull div. Really got some bull div. It's actually printing too. The weekly. Yeah, the weekly right now is printing. It's not on the Z-score, but it is on the returns oscillator. And that's the thing. You can continue to have this outlier, right? Look how low the correlation is. What happens when it gets down this low? It breaks. It breaks what? It breaks positive. You continue to have an outlier, you're going to see SPY probably go back. What I'm seeing on this weekly chart, you're going to come back. You're going to see new all-time highs on SPY again. You're going to see it back up over 454 or whatever. I mean, let's see. We got the mid-length AVR expanding, positively correlated. We actually have the low length, though, is expanding negatively correlated, which makes sense, right? Because on this week, boy, we've been coming down. It is. This is tough to read right here. I mean, it's random, too. The entropy is telling you all this is random. But it is negatively correlated, expanding on the high length, too. So this is pretty much telling me that you're going to end up having like a bear wick maybe by the end of the week, where this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. We could, and that's what I'm saying is what could happen. This baby could pump up a little bit the rest of the week and then pull back before the end of the week and leave a bull wick on top, right? Or a bear wick on top, sorry. That's what this is telling me. Because you got two of the AVRs saying down, you got one saying up. So, and the 981 is powerful. So that could pump price action, especially since there's some bull div here. But the DLP is just building to the downside, right? This is log returns weighted with deviation. That's what the DLP is. And this is all part of the alpha trading system. Everything you see here is part of it. All right, back to Bitcoin. You know what? I wanted to see Cardano. Yeah. So what's supporting Cardano down here, right? Actually, This red dotted line, that is the top, or that is the bottom of the weekly range, right? The top, it kind of melted right through it, where Bitcoin's top supported it along with Ethereum as well. Cardano decided to go down. And the white cross line is a 68.3% distribution range for Laplace. That's kind of where that has been supporting there. And this daily range was kind of tight. I'm a little surprised that that Ethereum, or not Ethereum, that Cardano didn't pump, because Ethereum definitely did with Bitcoin. But you could see a little late move here with Cardano, definitely. Let's take a peek over here real quick. Let's go to the 90-minute. Yeah, probably random for sure. Yeah, on the 90-minute, you're going to want to see this price action get back up above like 223 or so, up above these power means. This last move down right here, I mean, had some bear div, a little bit of weak kind of, but yeah, this is some interesting price action on Cardano. Looks a little strange actually. There was some weak bull right there. Yeah, from way back here, there's continuation divergence building on Cardano. There's some hidden bull div. At some point, Cardano's going to pop back up. It is getting supported. Look where it went to over here, right? It went right to the bottom power mean. You know, you had a few drop down. This recent 15-minute or 4-hour candle that went down, tested again. Now it's coming back up. And at this point, I'm waiting to the end of the day. I want to see where this new daily range is, right? So how do you do that, right? You just got to read the daily price action. You got to see where all the volatility. You had a lot right to the downside immediately. I mean, this new daily range, the center of it, probably around 220 or something like that, right? And that's just, I'm not looking at data sets or anything. I'm looking at price action, right? I'm looking at where all the volatility was. A lot of it was to the downside. Although lately, I mean, you had a lot to the upside too. It's just that first move, and these three big 15-minute candles are really going to pull that baby down. If it wasn't for all that downside volatility, I'd probably say daily range up here around 222, 223, but it's going to get pulled down if it stays right here. Now, granted, we get a pump back up here to the top of the weekly. Look for that daily volatility range to be up there, 222, 223. But if it stays down here and closes the day, it's going to be around 220. Yep. A little bit above the weekly, right? And that's what you want to see. And like in Bitcoin right now, is what you want to see is you want to see the daily above the weekly and the daily and weekly above the monthly. And that's what it's working hard to do, right? Here's the monthly range down here. And I even talked about it on stream the other day. I was like, the top of the new weekly volatility range is going to be above the top of the monthly. That's good. Look at the center too. Here's the center of the weekly above the center of the monthly. That's looking good. You're going to want to continue to see these daily volatility ranges stair step up every day. You start to see that, you're going to see a massive pump in Bitcoin. That's just how these volatility ranges work. Kind of paints a picture for you once you stare at this thing for a while. Right? I mean, it's been almost 3 years now that I've used this indicator. I've been hiding this thing in the freaking back, the back for a long time. Right? There's another great guy out there that started doing work on this literally right around the time. I mean, that was the first one that opened my eyes to these volatility ranges. And yeah, he's an Indian guy. Pretty cool dude. I just can't understand a damn word he's saying. I know he's speaking English, but yeah, I speak hillbilly-nese. So it's hard to understand that Indian English accent. It's, whoa, loses me. I literally had a conversation in voice with him one time, and I was like, oh, this isn't getting anywhere, man. I can understand the words you're saying. He's like, let me slow down a little bit. I was like, yep, not helping. Thick accent. Those of you that know who I'm talking about. Let's see. What time is it? 2:55? Yeah, has anybody got any questions that are in the live stream right now? Any questions? See, we got a few people. Did have the new guy was in here. All right. Like he took off. MJ's got a new avatar. Like old Moody boy. If you guys didn't know about Moody Crows, I'm so yeah, I'll just say it. I'm pissed. It was like I was trying to. The whole thing is what I should have done is sent some freaking Ethereum to my MetaMask wallet because I was trying to get some of these Moody Crows like MJ did. Right? It was an NFT, which he's already. Oh my god, it's like what 10x, 20x or some crazy shit. I don't know. I don't even know what it's at right now, but it's good times. I was trying to get like 4 of them, and I just got trying to get my Ethereum into the MetaMask wallet. The system was all backed up and did not get my NFTs. Yeah, weekly. You want daily above weekly above monthly in that order. But I'm telling you, Bitcoin has been doing the last 2 times it did do that. Bitcoin went the other way. And really it kind of surprised me a little bit, but that's what Bitcoin does. That's why you just can't trade one thing. You got to use the whole system, right? You want to be looking for the divergences. Like if we're talking about new all-time highs, you're going to want to be seeing some divergences and things on higher time frames that are looking promising. Because all those other times, there was like bear divergences where finally you get the daily above the weekly, above the monthly on price action volatility ranges. Then there's bear div between returns and price action. So you got to take it all into account. But like I said, right now, when you go to that weekly, when you go to that weekly on Bitcoin and you see that continuation divergence building, that hidden bull, it's powerful. It's powerful indeed. Yep. Because we did. I mean, like, because returns are gonna turn down usually first, right? So if we were looking for some bear div, and that's the thing is we gotta. I really want to get the algo that's pushing the divergence, it's printing divergences on the Wolfbane, set up a little better. Because from about this point on the returns oscillator and this point down here, right there was a little point. There was bear div, and it did play out. I mean, right, 53 down, back down to. I mean, we're talking $13,000 move to the downside. So that bear div did play out already. That's why it confused some people that had this indicator. Though they were scared about this bear div. That bear div played out 13K. Now there's hidden bull, right? So you had the bear div that brought price action down, but then all it did is create some continuation divergence, continuation of that move from 28 to 53. So where could it go? We are about to find out. I'll tell you that. It's going to be interesting rest this week. But Bitcoin could be taking off here real soon. And in my opinion, from what I'm seeing on the charts, because I talk about a lot of stuff, but I don't talk about how I'm putting it all together really and what my real bias is, but I see this thing exploding, to be honest. All right. So if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, we're Alpha Trading. We trade volatility, probability, and statistics, and we teach people how to do the same. We have an exclusive Discord, right, where we are opened up again, but we're still changing a few things around. We just wanted to get it open back up. The link to the Discord is in the description. Okay, just to join the regular level in the Discord, it's $10 a month. But if you want to get in big time and get the entire Alpha Trading system, it's $69 a month. So we're still figuring all that out. But come in, open up a ticket. We can discuss things and figure out where we're going from there. Subscribe to our channel because you're going to want to know when we put out videos. There's a lot of good information packed in there. Give us a thumbs up if you see something you like. And I want to thank everybody who watched live in the Discord. And we'll be here all week, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday. I will see you guys tomorrow.